Well, Camden Council will start to introduce the first stage of this £35 million regeneration plan by March. That means Tottenham Court Road down here, which is currently a one-way street, will become a two-way street. And that means only buses and bikes can travel down it between peak hours of 8 a.m. and 7 p.m. So that means no cars, no lorries, and particularly no taxis. The council hopes that by the time that they introduce all of these changes, there will be 25% less taxis on the road and air pollution will improve. However, I spoke to the Licensed Taxi Drivers Association earlier and they told me that this plan is not thought out.
If you remove taxis from Tottenham Court Road, they're not going to go away completely. What they'll be doing is driving up and down the other streets that are nearby. And in many cases, they're residential streets. And the people that live there, they're going to suffer from the increased congestion and air pollution. I think that what Camden should do is do what Westminster are doing in Oxford Street and having a rethink about the whole scheme. Oxford Street was going to be pedestrianised. That's no longer the case, and taxis will be able to get the most, if not all of the places in Oxford Street, and Westminster Council are making it a key part of their policy to ensure that accessibility for people that need it is catered for. And it'll be a big blow if taxis are no longer allowed to drive along Tottenham Court Road.
Now, I spoke to the council after that statement and they told me that when they did the consultation, they found out that very few people, older and disabilities, actually use taxis because they were too expensive. And they were actually going to introduce more buses in peak hours. In fact, 6 bus routes will be available between those peak hours. And they also said the longest stretch of Tottenham Court Road that will not be accessible to taxis will be 60 metres. And extra seating is planned so that is the furthest distance someone will have to walk. And that's in line with DFT guidelines. Now, it's not just about this road becoming a two-way street that's causing people across all of social media to be concerned. They've been talking today about the next stage, which will happen in March 2020, when Gower Street that leads to Bloomsbury Road will also be turned into a two-way road and have very similar attributes where taxis, cars and lorries won't be able to go down. But there's also other plans in place. The regeneration of the street. In fact, Alfred Place will be completely closed and turned into a park. Where I'm standing moment, which is the piazza just outside the station and by Centre Point, will also be widened as well as the pavement, so that when finally the Elizabeth line does open, that more people will have access to be safer on our streets.